Strongest taste, loudest drop, head is with the thought unlocked. Strongest taste, loudest drop, head is with the thought unlocked. Strongest taste, loudest drop, head is.
Hi everybody. So today I'm here to review the Pacifica Natural Minerals Solar Complete Color Mineral Palette. So this is all you need to look naturally gorgeous. These are coconut infused eyeshadows, olive cream highlighters, blushes, and bronzers in this one $28 kit. You can purchase anything you want from Pacifica Beauty at pacificabeauty.com. I'll have a link in the down bottom bar. It is a 100% vegan, cruelty-free brand that infuses their products basically with coconut and some other amazing things that are good for your skin as well. This is not a 100% natural brand. However, it does have a lot of product or a lot of ingredients that are much better for you than a lot of other mainstay brands. So moving forward with this particular palette at hand, we have Neptune, which is this really sort of gorgeous goldy color. And then we have Glow, a nice sort of vanilla color. Treasure, sort of an antique bronze. Coral, a nice soft coral. Mermaid Aqua, a nice sort of what you would associate as being a mermaid aqua, you know, like that Ariel tail green blue. And then of course Sandalwood, a really gorgeous plummy brown with flecks of gold in these colors. These colors are super pigmented and super smooth. I chose to wear a soft look today. They do blend out quite naturally, so if you're somebody who's used to using things like Sugar Pill for that really vivid sort of impact, these aren't going to give you that same effect because of course these serve a very different purpose and are made incredibly different. But for those of you who are looking for something very vivid and easy to blend, basically you're looking for pressed pigments, this might be something very wonderful to check out. So this gold color Neptune right there in the front, Glow, sort of a dupe of MAC's vanilla pigment. Treasure kind of reminds me of MAC Woodwinked. Coral sort of reminds me of MAC Expensive Pink. Mermaid Aqua reminds me of MAC Aquadesiac, and Sandalwood, a really gorgeous plummy brown. So those are basically all the eyeshadows, and they are all shimmers. So if you want mattes, you're going to have to incorporate your own from your own stash. So you have bronze right here. The bronzer is matte and flesh. This really sort of like rusty caramel apricot color. It's really gorgeous. I'm wearing this entire palette, or almost the entire palette, but I'm only wearing this palette, if that makes sense. Blah blah blah. So I am here, we have bronzed, perfect for people who don't have a tan at all. It's not overbearing. And then flesh, just a really gorgeous shimmery color. It's actually on my face right now and it's not overbearing, and I applied it quite heavily. It's not oxidizing. Color is the way it comes. Also, I am wearing the one of the face highlighters. The one up top here is Gold Dust, and that is the color I am wearing. We also have Island Rose and Pink Opal, and if these don't work for your skin tone, you can also try them as cream bases, or maybe even lip highlighters, or maybe even pop them on under your blush and put the blush on top if you have trouble with color stay. So there's a myriad of things you can do with these creamy little highlighters. Kind of reminds me of the cream highlighter palette e.l.f. had that I used to own. I don't really buy much e.l.f. anymore. I'm not really interested in their brand anymore, but hopefully you can see those. Once again, Gold Dust, Island Rose, and of course Pink Opal. I don't think you can see this. Maybe I'm being critical, but yes, it's really hard to swatch these really sheer highlighters. But the Pink Opal runs really, really corally. So that is basically the palette in a nutshell. It blends out beautifully like a dream, as you're about to see in the tutorial. The book has a nice strong magnet, so it folds open. Yes, this is all white, so you might notice it might get a little bit dirty. I'm glad the highlighters are all the way up here and not all the way down here. Reason being is because the powders aren't going to fall heavily into the cream highlighters. I say either put them at the top, unless you're going to create like a little envelope for them the way that the Balm Cosmetics do, so you can seal them off, but this is definitely much easier so you don't get all the dust traveling this way, because obviously gravity is going to pull that into the eyeshadows. This way it's better. It's a nice, very compact little palette, and does remind me of a much sturdier version of like an e.l.f. book. It's way smaller than a book. Like, here's it next to my head for reference. Not big at all. Okay, so the box itself it comes with, for those of you who are collectors, nice beautiful green box. Color names are on the box, so that's kind of a might be a disappointment to some people who need to reference that. If it's not of purpose or use to you to have this, then who cares, right? If you're not blogging, then you probably don't need to reference the name. You can buy some of these eyeshadows in other palettes, so if you don't want the highlighters, the blushes, the bronzers, and the eyeshadows in the full complete like little set, you can buy just the highlighters, just blushes, just bronzers, and of course you can buy eyeshadow palettes, but you cannot buy eyeshadows individually. I'm very afraid of that. This palette contains 0.8 ounces of product, or 22 grams, however you want to look at it, for a grand total of $8. Now, I do know that the face palette they retail for the highlighters is about $15.99, and they are a little bit bigger. The blushes and the bronzer are a really great size. Of course, the eyeshadows, I think if you buy the palettes, they might be slightly bigger, but you'll get about 4 or 5 for $14.99. So if you buy 2 eyeshadow palettes, you will have well paid for this palette as well already. So you are getting so much more. You're saving a ton if you want to get, you know, some different things to try out. I did want to try out a few different things, so I figured it was more cost effective for me to go ahead, grab this palette, see which products I like before getting any of the face palettes or individual eyeshadow palettes. Just as a side note, these eyeshadows are beautiful, creamy, buttery, and do provide good pigmentation. However, they're not solid opaque. I think that's because they are supposed to be a little bit more on the coconut infused, somewhat natural side. So they're trying to give like a very beautiful, soft pressed mineral shadow look. Also, a lot of vegans, vegetarians, health food addicts that I have met don't necessarily want like a very highly like solid pigment look, because it means the product generally has a lot of fillers in there. So I think if you have a teenage girl who may be wanting to try more natural beauty or nice things on her skin and isn't ready for a full face of makeup yet, and you want to get her something reasonably priced, or maybe she has an after-school job, this would actually be a great way to start, because it is only $28 and it's a good solid natural line of products that are reasonably affordable. Some of their lip products are about $6 and they can go up to $10. So this is about on par with drugstore pricing. For the most part. Sometimes physicians' palettes and everything like that can get quite expensive. You can get Wet n Wild and e.l.f. palettes. Once again, if you're somebody who lives a more natural, more holistic lifestyle, you might rather invest in this. You can get Pacifica. Some people have found it at Target. You can get it inside Vegan Cuts beauty boxes. You can get it at Whole Foods or Mother's Market and pacificabeauty.com. I'll be sure to put a link in the down bar. If you're interested in their lip products, please be sure to check out this. The rest of this tutorial I'm going to be using only Pacifica. Also, I'll put a link down below, but my MAC favorite dupes has a ton of Pacifica in it. So if you're really leaning towards a drugstore priced brand of somewhat natural goodies that are cruelty-free and vegan, please be sure to check out this brand and see if you like my product reviews. Once again, and as always, if you feel these colors aren't perfect for you, you can always use cream color bases to amp them up all the more. It's 96 degrees here in Cali, and I just really wanted a fun, easy look that using these wonderful cosmetics. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoy the tutorial. Avalon Organics Vitamin C Renewal Revitalizing Eye Cream. I do love this stuff. I'm almost out of it, so I'm probably going to get something different to try out. I generally like to try a variety of things when it comes to facial products, because we all have different skin types, and I like to, you know, give things a go. New things come out all the time, and I think eye creams are getting really popular. I'm now taking the Gabriel eye primer in the shade Neutral. It's just a really nice sort of flesh tone bone color. This is a fabulous color if you just want something that completely blanks out the veining, or even just the absolutely gorgeous shade Treasure, which is this really nice sort of, it looks brown in the pan, but it's amazing on. I'm going to pull it up with the 863. Just gently close my eyes, keep my brows at a natural level. Because if we raise the brow, what happens is we're actually going to get the crease up really, really high. So you might end up with like a really harsh crease. We don't want that, so just apply the makeup how your face would sit in a casual, comfortable position. So all the colors in here are shimmer. I do want to take a matte, and I'm going to be taking the Makeup Geek Vanilla Bean. And this is just sort of a dupe of MAC Shroom in my opinion. And we're going to go ahead and place this underneath the arch of the brow bone. And then just be sure to blend it into Treasure. Now that we blended out the brow bone, I'm going to go ahead now and take Glow. And I think this color reminds me of MAC's Vanilla. Really beautiful. I'm now going to be going ahead and taking Coral, this really beautiful coral color. This is so pretty. And we're just going to go ahead and blend this into the inner portion of the eye and slightly up. I'm now going to go ahead and take Neptune. That's a gorgeous color. And we're just going to blend this on the back of the eyelid. I'm now going to go ahead and take more Glow. Glow is, once again, that vanilla color. And place this in between Neptune and Coral. I'm now going to be taking the Youngblood Incredible Wear Gel Liner in the shade Eclipse. And we're just going to go ahead and put this on the upper lash line. I'm really digging gel liner, winged gel liner right now. I mean, I always kind of do, but really right now, that's kind of becoming my desert isle look. I'm now taking the Only Henriksen Perfect Truth CC Cream, and I'm going to be picking this up with, I'm going to be picking this up with the Sedona Lace 928, just a nice flat top brush, and we're just going to be pouncing this onto the skin. I'm now going to be taking the Inglot Cream Concealer in the shade 21 and just dabbing my finger into that and placing this underneath the eyes. And then I have a couple blemishes that I want to cover, and scarring, or recent scarring I should say, and I'm sure it'll fade somewhat. And I think my body's like detoxing out a lot of stuff because I'm eating so clean, and it's just kind of like continuing. So hopefully it dies down. Taking the Sedona Lace 772, kind of like a little eyeliner brush, I'm going to be going into Mermaid Aqua and then just placing this underneath the lower lash line. Be sure to really buff it in and use a brush that gives a restriction so you don't get fallout if you're taking the eyeshadow and wrapping it around the eyes. I'm now going to take Glow and then wrap the inner tear duct slash highlight color into the eye for the lower lash line, and did for years because I typically would put the shadow over pencil, but I always found there was something I didn't like about doing that. The eyeshadow color would change, so I usually used a nude or white, but aside from that, the eyeshadow would really grab and the pencil line would look a lot harsher than I would prefer. So So if I want the lash line to be very pronounced with pencil, I'll always roll the pencil on after I smudge out the eyeshadow, but I do prefer the more smudged look for the bottom lash line. I'm going to be taking the Josie Moran. This is the Instant Natural Volume Argan Mascara. This is the Give One, Get One. Now I'm going to be taking the Inglot AMC Under Eye Corrective Illuminator in the shade 51. Very nice sort of peachy yellow color, so it should color correct for a lot of people. And of course, be sure to select the color that's right for you, and especially in what you want to do. Some people prefer a brighter highlight than this. I like this. It doesn't give a reverse raccoon effect, a line of demarcation. So I'll only really buy like a shade up or so, and that will definitely usually give you pretty much a very decent vibrancy, since the next color up is usually significantly lighter than yourself already. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some gold dust and kind of get a feel for the highlighters and see if the palest one will be more appropriate for me. Kind of form a little triangle area around the area where my foundation would naturally break, so we're not kind of creating another sort of I guess wet look or problem. I guess if your foundation kind of melts off back here first, probably go with that. It's also a beautiful placement for a highlighter. So I tend to sweat first a little underneath the eyes. I'm just gonna go with how my face naturally breaks down foundation. Okay, so wow, I put on way too much like powder and it got in my throat. That's what happens when you talk and you put on makeup sometimes. I'm now going to be taking bronze. This is actually a really pretty color. I'm just going to dip into that. And I do make a little face, but I pull it back and pull it forward just to make sure that when I do relax my face, it's right where I want it. I'm now going to go ahead and take Flushed. So if you're smiling, make sure your cheek is about the same when it's relaxed. I generally try to avoid the apples of the cheek. This is generally why I smile, because I don't like to look like a little doll. And my face isn't round, so when I'm not smiling, you don't see that apple. So I generally like to kind of avoid that and blush backwards along my cheekbone a little bit. I'm now going to take the Pacifica Coconut Kiss Creamy Lip Butter. I have the shade Lava, and I think we have a pretty light enough face to even consider going in with a semi-dark color. I do like the box on this. All inside of the packaging, they always have this really pretty swirly motif. And I like that they actually, like, for as affordable as it is, they actually really take the time to go in and detail and label everything. So that's always nice. So here's what it looks like. Take a clean finger. Like all their other products, these are no exception to the coconut infused roll. This again skews the little faces I make when I apply makeup. I'm taking Pacifica Ravish, really beautiful golden sheen color. I think this is going to look lovely since that blush in there has a gold sheen. Once again, coconut infused. And I wish I had a Pacifica perfume, because I'd go ahead and show you and just spray that baby on, but I do not. So that will have to do for now. I love this. This is such a summer, fresh, beautiful look. And I feel really kind of happy and light in it. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this look, and thank you so very much for watching.